listening to the LOZ Podcast Network.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the LOZ Podcast Network. My name is Ken Lawler. I'm the developer of the LOZ app and the LOZ Podcast Network. And on the LOZ Podcast Network, we get to introduce ourselves to all those business owners and realtors and just fun people around the lake and get to know their story. And I'm really excited today because we get to talk to an individual that I have really gotten to know over the last month or two. And I'm telling you right now, when you hear the story and hear the story about what we're going to talk about today, I want you to go visit this place. We are talking with Joe Sweeney. He is the owner of Pebble Bay Club. And hello, Joe. How are you?
Wonderful, Ken. How are you, sir?
Welcome to the LOZ Podcast Network.
Appreciate being here. Thank you.
So, you and I have gotten to know each other over the last couple of months, and we're old media guys, right? I mean, we go way back, and media guys they're a different kind of individual. I like to think we're normal, but we're probably not. But the thing I love about talking with you is your passion for everything you do is on 110. And that is something that I think is just a great trait to have. How did you get to Lake of the Ozarks, and how did you become the owner of the Pebble Bay Club?
Well, I appreciate that. I've been coming down my entire life. My aunt said that I could ski better than I could walk at 4. And we've been coming down the entire time. 30 years ago, Michelle and I were married. We had a boat. We came down every weekend just about and absolutely love the Lake of the Ozarks. It's the most wonderful region in the country. We've had live-on boats for a number of years. And in 2014, we moved over to Old Kinderhook. We bought a couple of cottages, ended up buying another house. Every time I'd go to southeast Florida, or Southwest Florida, I would come back and buy another house at the Lake of the Ozarks because it's about a third the price and everybody's nice.
That's right.
So we provide some vacation rentals, lodging and such. And in 2021, I had driven through this property no less than 150 times, and they had a boxer pup named Francis, and Francis would chase us a mile or so out of the gate. But we came down many times, and of course, we knew the folks living there and such. We took a look at it. In 2021, we bought the property in May. We had a double wide as you came in the driveway, and I told Michelle this about the same time we sold the bigger boat, the cruiser. We didn't really use that much, and I said, Michelle, just consider that we traded our yacht for our first double wide, and you can only imagine then how the conversation ebbed and flowed from there.
That's awesome. And, it's fun. The whole area around Old Kinderhook there where you are, I mean, that whole area of the lake is such a cool space. I mean, the water is perfect. I mean, there's so much, serenity going on there. And what I find is when I go to Pebble Bay Club, like it is a kind of a cross between, I kind of think of it as an all-inclusive club. I mean, when I get there, there's so many things going on that you can do. You got the pickleball, you got all the stuff that, all the games, the bags, and then also you got the pool. And, there's just so many things to do there outside of just kind of pull up in your boat and go drink. As you look at the property here, I mean, the pickleball courts, you don't see that at Lake of the Ozarks. I mean, you got the pool, you've got the bags. How did you come up with the concept of all of these activities going on? Was that something that was there, or did you actually put that in?
Oh, no. Yeah, nothing was here. The property used to be, it was torn down in 2018. It was closed before that, but it was called Adams Ale Resort. More of a fisherman's, family vacation spot. Vintage 60s probably, and pretty rough stuff. To apartment or hotel buildings and a pool. It was a nice little place, and many people who used to go there have come here. The property's 8 acres with 600 foot of waterfront. We've got 29 boat slips, here at the property, and it's a nice property. It's right outside the back gate of Old Kinderhook, and there just isn't that many options in this area. Ken, we're 10 miles away from the Cave, which is the closest restaurant bar at the Lake of the Ozarks. We're the southernmost restaurant and waterfront bar at the Lake of the Ozarks, and we really think there's a need for that. I'm a bit too high strung to sit idle during retirement. While I'm not retired, we wanted to build this nonetheless and put it together. We opened last June. And the live entertainment was us at the time as opening. But the grand opening was last July 4th. So we're beginning our first full year. High season.
It's such a beautiful place. I mean, and the way it's put together, and I know you even told me you worked, this isn't something that you just pointed your finger. You were actually got your hands dirty, and you were helping with the rooms. You were helping with a lot of the stuff. But it's got such a cool look, and I think it shows that your passion for making an experience for somebody who comes to the Pebble Bay Club, just the top of the top, because they can really, the other thing too is you go to some places at the lake, and let's face it, they're more acclimated to the young crowd. They want the bachelorette parties and stuff like that, and that's not the atmosphere that you get here. You get an atmosphere here of, you can bring the kids, you can come and have fun with your buddies, but you can relax. It's not going to be party, loud booming music in your ear the whole time you're there.
Well, we'll probably have a little bit of that periodically, but really it was designed to be a country club on the water. And the club, my brother passed recently, and my brother Rob helped name Pebble Bay Club. And we play golf, and we love going to Pebble Beach, and we go occasionally, and I love to play golf and such. And we wanted to play a little bit off of that theme, if you would. The street next to us is Pebble Drive, and Google still takes guests down that street, which doesn't make them happy. But I tried to play a little bit off of that, and we do have a beach. It's kind of a fun place. It's cool. Conceptually, we wanted to develop the waterfront, and we've got a 9-hole putting green, which is awesome. It's artificial turf. It's nice. Large patios, a lot of lounge furniture all over. We've got the beach. We've got the pool. We've got pickleball. We've got cornhole. You name it. We've got the docks. We've got a swim platform. We've got a boat launch and such. So we're having fun with it. Folks are loving it that we're here. Kenny Carroll's a mutual friend with the excavating company, and Kenny said, he said, "Man, I'm sure glad you're here." I said, "Well," he says, "it was a really good idea." I said, "Well, but I wish it was yours." Just referencing the cost. When we bought the property, interest rates were at 3%, 3.5%, and when we needed money for the loans, they came in at 9.5%. So it hasn't been easy.
Well,
Not many restaurants are open year round on the water, and I now know why. It's hard, but we wanted to build our clientele. We wanted to take care of our neighbors and friends, and frankly, we love it. Michelle and I have always wanted to do a hospitality venture. We've looked at B&Bs and boutique resorts all over the place, and we ended up coming right back here at home. So we're happy to do it, and would love to have everybody out and take a look and come enjoy an environment I think pretty conducive for relaxing and really having a good time.
It's gorgeous, and I mean, we've got some pictures here of people enjoying the food, and they're pulling up in their boat, and that's the nice thing, is you can get there pretty easily by road, and definitely, like you said, there's not a lot of choices up by you. I mean, if you're going to go out by boat, I mean, this is a great place to stop in, have a drink, have a bite to eat, relax a little bit. You got beautiful boat docks, and then of course, like you said, you're open year round, so even when the weather is not perfect, you have a beautiful indoor bar area and restaurant that people can go to, and just lay back and have a really, I like to call it, the atmosphere there is casual and fun. I mean, and I think that's what you wanted.
Well, we did, and we made a commitment from day one to come out with great food, and we think we did. We brought in a terrific executive chef from Tampa for 4.5 months. Day one, we had fabulous food. That was one of the requirements, is we had to nail it. We had to have, so I'm proud of our team, all of them. But we've got 3 chefs on board, and they're all great. And the food is exceptional. And I'm not trying to boast, but there's nothing on the menu I don't like. It's really good.
Well, I'll
And
tell you, as we're going through some pictures here, you got everything from sandwiches and stuff to, I mean, look at these scallops. I mean, you can really. There's so few places on the water where you can go and get a really, really nice meal. I mean, you're going to get bar food at most of the places. And you're going to get sandwiches and stuff. And you certainly have a selection of those. But if you want to go out and have a really nice dinner, a high-end dinner, I mean, look at the stuff you got: steak and lobster. I mean, this is pretty cool that you can boat up and get this kind of food.
Well, thank you. It's we have obviously we have specials and such. Probably the best item on the menu might be the white truffle infused seafood mac, which is fabulous. I've got exactly one named item on the menu called Sweeney Sloppy Slab, and we smoke a St. Louis style rib and a slab, and we've got a homemade barbecue sauce, which is fabulous, and it's a little bit of tangy too. It's spicy. But we on my slab, we put on 2 different pepper infused honey, and then we caramelize the top. We broil the top for about a minute, and It's the most delicious ribs I've ever had in my life, and I'm bragging. There they are. Yeah, I'm bragging a little bit, but they're delicious. A buddy of mine in Herman, Missouri, actually started me on this, and I made them better, I think. But anyway,
Well, and
they're great.
I can
A good
say
variety.
the last time I was there, you had me test the sauce, and it is unbelievable. Like it is definitely a great sauce. You got to try it. The food's amazing. Appetizers, a great selection of appetizers. And you can have a drink or two there, right? I mean that's allowed, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. In fact, we're under construction today, finishing up our outdoor bar that we're building. So we'll have service outside, a little concession stand. We've got a merchandise room being set up out there as well, and a game that we'll have the games of chance and such. But yeah, we're excited. We're looking forward to our first full season. Uh, I love this photograph, Ken. Back to the hotel room, the
Oh
hotel
yeah,
suites.
I was going to get into that. To the this is cool. These are you go places and they're like, yeah, we have rooms, and you say, okay, you got rooms, that's great. These are I mean they're amazing. I mean these rooms are incredible. They all have an amazing view, and you guys just totally renovated this, right? I mean is this from scratch or did you add
That's
on?
ground up, buddy. Yeah, it's ground up. Everything's brand new. So I'm most proud as it relates to the construction project. All of the exposed woods, except for the ceiling in the restaurant, are woods harvested from this property. I'm in one of the suites as we speak, and the ceilings are all white oak. They're beautiful. It's kind of an angled ceiling and roof line. This photograph, Ken, that is a 12.5 foot slab of sycamore, and it's 3 inches thick, 30 inches tall. The headboards are live edge, obviously. So are the footboards, and then dimensional lumber on the side. But the nightstand, the bistro table that I'm sitting at currently, the desk, that's all sycamore from this property. We cut down about 600 milled about 600 trees, and the frames, as I look around, they're all cedar from this property. The restaurant, the bar, all the tables are sycamore. It's fun. We're proud. We could have saved a lot of money going to Slumberland, but I tell you what, it's really quality stuff. Best mattresses money can buy. When I travel, I want to be in a cool place, and this shows some of the antiques we've got in here. We've got oil paintings in all the rooms, but we've got some antique skis, and Michelle didn't like the idea of calling the place the Ore House. But anyway, we've had a lot of fun with it. We're proud of it. A dude named Jorge and I built everything. We didn't do the drywall in the suites, but we did virtually everything else. So there's a lot of pride of ownership here and a lot of sweat equity that's gone into it. So we're proud of it. I think people would love it. It's I won't tell the sources, but we've had a number of people that are very authoritative in this space that consider this one of the best hotel suites around, even in the state.
And how many of these suites do you have there on property?
We've got 8 on the water.
Okay,
and you walk out onto the patio, and then the putting green, and then the fire pit, and you're on the boardwalk. It's all pretty close. That shows proximity.
But that's not the only place you have to stay. You also have decided you have a couple of homes on the property that you'll rent out, right?
Presently only one.
Okay.
It's a large 5-bedroom home, beautiful home, rooftop down restoration, full restoration. That has 5 bedrooms, and they can be arranged either with California Kings or Twin XLs. So golfers love it because they're on property. They don't have to travel. They're right next door to Old Kinderhook. They're right down the street from Lake Valley. This particular home is on the 17th green of Old Kinderhook. Interesting story. The Wolferman's Muffins, the Wolferman family that owned Wolferman's Muffins out of Kansas City, later sold to Harry and David, but they built this home in 1999. It's a great house. It's so that's one of our homes, and we've got several other cottages and such.
Yeah, and then there's a couple of spaces I hear looking out onto the water as well, and just the whole cove is cool, and it's just got such a neat vibe about it that I just think there's something for everybody there, right? I mean, that's the cool part about it.
It is, Ken. And we've got 50 beds, so we can accommodate groups, and we've accommodated so many reunions. On Easter, my brother and I got together and we were talking. We're the last living, members of our direct family, and life's too short not to make memories and get out with family and be with friends and family for special occasions. And here we are nestled right in between Kansas City, St. Louis, and Springfield, and we're accessible for anyone. Another segment that we do, and I happen to be a magazine publisher and publish Ingram's magazine based out of Kansas City, and we serve primarily the state of Missouri and state of Kansas, but we've got a lot of companies coming down for retreats, and executive meetings and
corporate
getaways
retreats
and team building. Yeah.
team building stuff. That's what a great space for that.
Well, it's worked out well, and it's summer gets busy with vacations and stuff with families, but fall oftentimes is a time to regroup and refresh and put plans together for the following year. So we've got some folks coming in, and we've been. I've got a few friends with planes who have flown here, eccentric folks that have flown here for dinner, and now they're competing on the same arena with Elvis, who flew to Denver for a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I think.
Well, you got Camdenton Airport that's really close to you there. The cool thing I think also is like for golf groups. I mean, when you got your buddies, if you got 20 buddies who are going to go to do a golf at Kinderhook or maybe around town, or maybe they're going to play Port Sema, they're going to play a couple different courses, but to have that, those rooms just to have a home base for everybody. And, I would imagine that some golf groups could utilize those spaces as well.
Oh, absolutely. And, we're the closest hotel from Ozarks Amphitheater.
Mm-hmm.
So as the crow flies, I think we're less than 2 miles away, but it's more like 5 or 6 miles around to get there. So we're bringing in a shuttle and offering rides for patrons and such guests. And it's really conveniently located. There's just nothing down here on the water at all.
You better be careful, because when these bands come in and they spend the night and they see those accommodations, they're going to want to stay there. I don't know where the amphitheater puts them up now, but that's a pretty nice place there. So I could see some of these, you get the guys from Kansas come in to play, and they're going to stay there. Maybe you could talk them into doing a second gig right there at the pool, right?
Well, yeah, we're putting something. Oh, we're doing something really fun. If I can elaborate just for a second, September 6th, we might be the only destination in the country that has not only do we not have a football team, we don't have a stadium, but we're having homecoming on September 6th, and this is terrific. The Camdenton High School Marching Band is going to assemble at the top of our property. The semis will be parked up there. The buses will drop off the students. And the drum corps will play. They'll be in formation. They're coming down the driveway. It's a big sweep. It's about a quarter mile. They'll walk right across the patio there at the restaurant. They'll turn behind me and go across the hotel down the boardwalk. They're going to assemble in our south parking lot and perform for about a half an hour.
Oh, wow.
So I tell you what, if you're looking for a special time, our neighbors are going to hate us that day, maybe, unless they're into it. But it's going to be loud and proud. We're looking forward to it. We're doing something else. I've got a cousin who runs a culture house in Kansas City, and they put on various productions, and they're considered one of the best. They're helping put together a play, and local children will be cast to put on a play. We're thinking it's going to be Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, and we're going to have performances here.
Oh, so wow, that's cool.
Periodically. So Chautauqua was a village close to Alton Lake, Mississippi River, north of St. Louis, and it's a great place, one of my favorite getaways. And they would do this every summer, and we would never miss it because the kids were so cute. So, the dads would go back to work, the moms would hang the kids would put on a production, and I'm telling you, it's cool. These are lifetime memories. We're looking forward to having them.
When we talk about entertainment now, there's a lot of places on the lake that have a lot of entertainment, and, everybody does their thing. When I looked at your entertainment schedule, it blew my mind. This is just 4 months of your entertainment, and every day I see 3 or 4 or 5 things down. I mean, you guys have a lot going on.
We got carried away, Ken, perhaps, but I wish that Valerie Clark could be here, because she helped put this thing together, and we've got 35 dates of live music. We've had some terrific bands and entertainers already. It's tough when you open mid-season to find any of them to play. We found a few last year, but this year we've got 35 more dates starting tomorrow. We've got James Clay is live tomorrow. Tomorrow we have not only Harbor Hop. I don't know when we go on an air, but we're recorded. It's May 2nd.
There's a Harbor Hop every weekend, so you could say Harbor Hop, and there's something going on every weekend. People are going everywhere.
But here's a Saturday, maybe not your most common Saturday, but we got a Cards game, we've got a Royals game, we've got Harbor Hop from 11 to 7 here. We've got the Kentucky Derbies at 5:57. Don't go to the bathroom during that. I have a friend that went and made that mistake in Kentucky. We've got what else am I missing? We've got a rehearsal dinner or a private event up in the private dining room, which is fabulous. It accommodates 20 at a beautiful conference table and dining table. What am I missing?
But you guys do a lot of bands. I mean, there's a lot of people that are coming
James
to
Clay
play.
will be live. Yeah, so there's tons of activity.
You know, you've got a cool stage, and it's a really cool atmosphere there. The one thing that I found on your website that I thought was kind of cool is this. It's jazz. You don't find that at Lake of the Ozarks.
That might be one of the best alto sax performances I've ever heard in my life. This is the Lake Jazz Band, and they're fabulous. They've been around for decades. We were honored to have them join us, and they performed over the rainbow, among many others. Two of the band members were celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary that night, and we baked a special cake and had a celebration for them. It's kind of a cool too.
Yeah, I mean, that is neat. I mean, when you can go sit outside, listen to jazz, I mean, that's a point of difference at Lake of the Ozarks. I mean, that's a reason to get to Pebble Bay Club. And, you know, you got leagues going on. You've got stuff with the bags tournaments. You've got pickleball. There's always something to get involved with over there. And that's what I like about it is you're not just, you know, you're catering to people who come in for the weekend. Obviously, everybody does. But you've got a lot going there for the locals, too, that they could be, you know, hanging out there on a weekly basis and getting in a league and doing some of the fun things that you're providing for people right around that area you know, in Camdenton and then surrounding areas. So, I mean, there's really something for everyone, isn't there?
Well, we try to take care of that. And, you know, we've got so many great friends, lifelong friends that are down here. More are coming all the time. You know, the pickleball tournaments, the summer tournament for pickleball and cornhole start June 4th. And we've got leagues, and we'll have playoffs and championships. Actually, it wraps up August 27th. Here's one that you probably haven't heard of. You'll love this. First of all, it's very family friendly, and I appreciate you noting that earlier. We really want folks to come. I came last summer. I came down one day last summer, and I'm coming down the driveway and the place looked packed. I get down the hill and there was 2 cars in the parking lot. There were 25 pontoon boats here on shore, and there must have been over 200 children. They were just running wild and doing, you know, cartwheels and, you know,
Having a
of all
blast.
ages, having a blast. And so beginning, I'd have to check my date. We are having kids night every summer night. And I think the dates, let me just reference a note here. Kids night start Tuesday, May 20th and run through August 19th. So the kids get to kick off the parents at the pickleball court and on the cornhole and in the swimming pool and on the putting green. And Chris Day is a good friend. Chris is with Lake Printing and a good friend and the official mayor of Pebble Bay Club. No voting power whatsoever, but it's kind of one of those novelty things. And his twin kids, Addie and Brady, are going to wear referee shirts and manage kids' night.
Oh, that's
So
cool. That's cool.
This is their first job, and tonight is their first night, so it'll be fun.
Well, and you know, if you look, we all have kids. We want to have a safe place for them to hang out and have fun, while we maybe have some fun as well. So, I mean, having that ability and actually having some people that are organizing some things for the kids, for the parents, it might give them a chance to kind of, you know, sit at a table and talk to other parents and have a good time while the kids are playing. And what a neat atmosphere. You know, let's talk about how people get all the information and how to get a hold of you. Obviously, go into pebblebayclub.com. They're going to get any of the stuff you have going on, whether it's about the food, whether it's about the entertainment you have going on. They can book their rooms directly through there, correct?
Absolutely. We've annually been managing that for years, and have been doing this for about 14 years, or 11 rather. But nonetheless, you can book online. We'll have package specials, 5 or 7 night or what have you. We'll have some specials tied up with lodging and events. So some of the big concerts, we're working with Ozarks Amphitheater, fabulous people and organization, unbelievable lineup of folks. Hopefully they'll consider, you know, this as a destination maybe for their folks. You know, Ken, you mentioned earlier, we used to be at Camden at the lake. We were on the water. We were in the marina, and the bass player for Guess Who and I became acquainted, and they ended up hanging out on the dock with us. And I said, "Well, what time do you guys go on?" He goes, "Oh shit, 45 minutes ago." So anyway, they rushed on, but we were talking. He says, when we go, and they've got some replacement players like a lot of the Renaissance bands, but he says when we play and perform, we like to be in an area that's a little bit smaller and a little more intimate, and it's kind of nice to have our own space. We don't like hanging out in hotel rooms and such. This would be the perfect destination for folks that don't, that aren't bothered, if you would, by large groups. The house is set aside and set back a little bit. We've got some, I can't mention names, so we got some special people in groups coming.
So VIPs.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've been trying to get the governor down. We're acquaintances. We serve on a board with him, and he's happy about what we've done and built, and looking forward to coming down. We were all about accommodating folks. Life's short, and we want this to be a special place where friends can convene.
Well, and I'll tell you, we are lucky enough to have you in the LOZ app this year, and that's another way you can get information on Pebble Bay Club is you go right into the LOZ app. Any of our 30,000 users can find information on what you have going. We have all the entertainment that you have coming up, so as they go through, they can go there and click through, and they can click and have a room reservation. They can go find the menus. They can go figure out how to get there. So when they hit the app, directional, it's not going to take them down that wrong Pebble Bay street. They'll actually take you right to the club. And so we're really excited to have you guys in the app this year and, available to give all the information to all of our users about what's going on at Pebble Bay Club. What a great time. I'm so happy to be able to have you on and really talk about, where it all started and what you guys have going on. And we're going to do a couple more of these this summer. So, as you guys get your entertainment locked in and you have some big shows coming up, we'll get on and talk about those, anything else you have going on at the club. But I would encourage everybody in the app to go see Pebble Bay Club, go over there and enjoy, what they have, and make sure that you say hi to Joe because he's always there. So if you
get seems that way, yeah.
I've never been there, and you've not been there, so you'll be around as well. And but thanks for coming on today on the LOZ Podcast Network. We really enjoyed having you,
Ken. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Everyone's welcome. We hope you come out.
Okay, everybody, that's another episode of LOZ Podcast Network with Pebble Bay Club and its owner Joe Sweeney. We'll be back next week with another episode on something new at the lake for you to enjoy, and we'll see you all next time.